Welcome to the first session of our BVI Market Connect webinar series. I'm Natasha Chalwell, the Deputy Director of Tourism, and we are excited to kick off this journey today with Gabriele and Marco from Team Italy, who will be diving into insights on the Italian market. Towards the end of their presentation, they'll be answering your questions via the chat option, so feel free to engage. If any of your questions remain unanswered, they'll also be sharing their contact details for further follow-up. These webinars will take place every Tuesday from 12 noon to 1 p.m., leading up to our final session on May 6th. So thank you for joining us, and we look forward to an informative and engaging session.
Hello, good morning to everyone. I'm Gabriele. I'm in charge of trade marketing for the Italian market.
Good morning. My name is Marco. I'm in charge for PR and press office for the BVI Tourism in Italy. I think we can start sharing our presentation. Today, we will provide a presentation of our market, what is
I think started.
How is the Italian market and what are our special points that we will underline. Italian people do love the sun, summer, the beaches and the sea, and that's the reason why the BVI is a destination very much loved from Italian people.
Okay, first, after our introduction, we will start with our market and media scenario. From my point of view, just a brief introduction for what regard me. I came from an experience in the trade industry, in the trade market. I worked 10 years for a tour operator, one of the most important tour operators in Italy, and then now, since 2014, for 𝗲𝗴𝗰𝗄 for representation, tourist representation. Marco, you want to introduce?
Yes, I joined 𝗲𝗴𝗰 10 years ago. I'm in charge of PR and press office for the BVI since 2021. I have a long experience in the press office in the travel industry, representing both destinations, airlines, and luxury hotel chains. I had the opportunity to visit the BVI last November, escorting a group press trip of Italian journalists. I really enjoyed the experience at the BVI.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Marco. And we start with the scenario, just a brief introduction of what Italy is today in terms of trade market and the media. For what regarding the trade market, we can say that actually after the pandemic, the Italian market scenario is changing as a lot of countries around the world. And there are a couple of points that we will see in the next slide that are most important in terms of culture to understand and trend that Italians love to follow. In particular, for example, just a couple of 3 points to underline: culture and heritage tourism. Yes, one of the confirmed pillars for what concern the scenario. Adventure is one of the most important also point of contact for our clientele in terms of choosing the destination, but especially I want to underline, and we will see also in the next slide, the high interest, the growing interest in the luxury segment. Is more and more interest in this kind of target coming from people around the country that ask for specialties, ask for something in particular stunning, new opportunities, new levels of quality, and new destination that can respect this kind of quality experience.
And regarding the media scenario, I would say that Italy is very specific from other worldwide and even European countries. First, we have two separate media hubs. We have Milan hubs, media hub, which is specialized for lifestyle and consumer media, while Rome is more connected to political and corporate news. The magazines and newspapers are based in Milan, while the national television is based in Rome. The media ownership, apart from the national television, is private. We have four main publishing houses. Some of them are international, like Condé Nast, which is an American group, as you well know. Others are very Italian, like 𝗳𝗏𝗂𝗂 Media Group, which is the owner, also the owner of the leading Italian newspaper, Corriere della Sera. Another specific value of Italian media is that we still have very regional media, and these regional media are still more distributed in print edition rather than national media, which have more online virtual edition. Another trend that we are observing is the digital shift, because more and more media, as I was saying, more national rather than regional, are shifting from print to digital edition. Working on media and press strip for the BVI, we must take into consideration that both national and regional media are very important.
Thank you, Marco. And now we switch to what the market respects in terms of behaviors, in terms of trend. For example, starting from this slide, you can see three different kind of levels. So one regarding seasonality, the booking trends that respect what's the clientele ask to the trade industry, and the motivation coming from the request. The seasonality, Italian is, as probably more of you know, it's more concentrated to the mainly summer season. So from June, July to September. And also Christmas holiday. So this it's basically respect a higher percentage of requests all year. So it's confirmed every year this kind of seasonality for our market. Booking trend is mainly based on classical channels. So what does it mean? That our process from tour operator via travel agents, retailers, and now more and more personal voyagers, such as the travel consultant, a new affirmed channel, are the most requested channel asked by the consumers. So the process is confirmed, especially for the BVI, the classical process. So that's important to underline, because is mainly the classical booking trend that is not changed after pandemics, such as other destinations that are more online aggressive. And motivation, as for the first scenario, we can see that cultural exploration, gastronomy, obviously relax, nature and beaches, spa is confirmed as the most important motivation. The trend, as I anticipated, we can confirm and introduce this, introduce the sustainability. What does it mean? That more and more, especially after COVID period, Italians are attend at the sustainability moment. So the sustainability tourism is always requested in, especially in some category of age of clients, especially middle high level of clientele. In choosing the destination.
Sorry, Gabriele, I step in. Sustainability is a relevant trend also for media. We see that many journalists ask for information and create story angles about sustainability and destination that develop action devoted to sustainability and the environment.
Exactly. And the clientele is always more and more attentive at the articles where this kind of properties are promoted, are explained. And they choose, also they revert to this kind of property, excursion, activities. So it's important, this kind of...
Thank you, Marco. Oh, sorry, thank you, Gabrielle. 1 second, please. If you can, please adjust the presentation and put it in presentation mode. So, so we can see it's a bit bigger and a bit clearer, because it is a little small.
Sorry. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you.
Is better now?
Yes, it is lots better. Thank you.
Okay. And long goal, coming back to the slide. So the driving the trend, the sustainability, the long goal destination. Italians continue to be more attentive at the long goal destination. They prefer, especially high profile, they prefer to choose between different long goal destinations. We have a good return in terms of Far East, but also Caribbean. Caribbean is always confirmed as one of the most important long haul destinations for our market. And technological integration, and it's obviously that we are in 2025, and 40% of Italian travelers will be expected in 2030 to experience a full integration in terms of technology. That does it mean that they need to book online, but to use apps, to use any kind of facilities, technological facilities for organize their holidays?
Yeah, sure. And long haul destinations such as the BVI is perfect in terms of season, because when it's winter and cold in Italy, it's warm and sunny at the BVI. So as I was saying before, Italian people do love the sun, the sea, and the beaches, and is the perfect match from our point of view.
Perfect. And okay, now we go and we go in deep with the targets. So the targets, in specific targets related to the previous trends. For example, obviously honeymooners. Honeymooners continue to be one of the most important target that drive the market in Italy. And that's important also if you think about the seasonality. So honeymooners are 100% related to seasonality. So honeymooners, the most percentage of honeymooners in Italy of marriage are in between May, June, and September, October. And this drive 100% the seasonality of their honeymoon trips. Another important target that also from our point of view is more and more aggressive are seniors. Seniors, especially after pandemics, became one of the most important segment. One reason is for their possibility, the economics possibility. They have an important economic choice and availability, time to travel, and budget to spend in different kind of holidays. So not only the classical beach and stop, but 5-star accommodation, 5-star restaurant, activities, excursion, And the most important thing is they have time. And then, as I told you during my scenario presentation, is luxury. Luxury segment is growing in an important percentage in Italy, also as other country, because the period is more and more luxury in terms of request. We have requests from tour operator that are focused on only luxury segment. Travel agent, they are only 5-star travel agent that they don't have any problem to find clientele coming from different kind of target, different kind of region of Italy, and they want quality, they want product, they want private and bespoke itineraries, for example.
Yes, just to mention, the same targets are reflected also on the media side, because we have specialized media for honeymooners, for the luxury, and also for senior. And so we think that we can work on this target to further develop this niche also for media.
Okay, just before going in what is needed in terms of strategy, a last slide concerning a couple of points that also present our market. The age, so it's going from 25 until 60. Women are important decision makers, especially for holidays. And the last minute planner. That's one of the most important points that also regard a changing period that we underline, especially after pandemic, because at the beginning, Italians love to prospect and forecast their holidays. Now is more and more last minute planner, that we can confirm this point, and rely on the internet, as I told you, related to the more technological part of the scenario. What is needed? What is needed is regarding the strategy that we want to put in the market regarding the trade. We want absolutely to focus on the promotion related to stimulate the low and shoulder season with new ideas, new reason to visit the British Virgin Island, and in the meantime create possibilities, create interest in what is not so common for the archipelago. And another point is to try this year to go and consolidate all the relationship with the trade, especially with the trade that it's already on the market, to underline and to understand what and when they sell BVI. So we want to go in deep and try to understand and work together to promote an alternative promotion of the archipelago.
And for media, from one end, we aim to consolidate the existing relationship with media. And on the other hand, we need to develop always a new relation and new contacts, because we need to even broader the audience of our news. It's also important for us to capitalize on the media we are already exposed to the BVI, for example, feeding with the news, with press meetings, with the press briefing, in order to have a constant flow of information every month focused on the BVI, on the properties, hotels, resorts, and local activities.
Okay, exactly. And that is related also to the consumer. In terms of consumer strategy, what we want to focus is to promote the local culture, the local British Virgin Island culture, with local events, promoting the events, promoting the activities, promoting the excursion, because this is the most important part and direct aspect that consumer can really understand and immediately understand. What is needed? We're going deep, more and deep for what regarding the trade. In market participation from your side, yes, we are a couple of activities, interesting activities that we will see in the next slides. So sales and training support, the participation at webinars that we will organize in the next months, a BVI sales mission, we will call BVI Day. It's on schedule for the next months. And the fun trip. Absolutely, fun trip is basically one of the most important activities for trade to get a full contact with the destination. And support from our side, it's important, and it's one of the most interesting activities that we want to implement. Regarding local activities, yes, absolutely, we want to support this kind of activities with the cross promotion and together with the trade. When I mean trade, I mean tour operator and travel agency, and during our action. This slide is just a recap for the main tour operators that are selling the BVI. As you can see, it's a big mix. It's an interesting mix between big major tour operators such as 𝗵𝗵𝗃 and Holidays or NAR, and an interesting prospect related to the yachting segment, such as Sealand, Albatros, and Mondovela. Just an example of what last year performed very well. We had 2 webinars in 2024, generated 70 different travel agencies connected during the 2 webinars. So it was 1 hour webinar each, and perfect opportunities. And now Marco, we will go in deep with media.
Yes, first I want just explain what we do with media for the BVI here in Italy. We have an ongoing press activity, I mean one-to-one meeting with the journalist, just to provide some figures. Last year we met over 140 journalists, and we try every year to grow this number of one-to-one meetings, which are either press office briefings or during travel shows or other events. We also create and distribute every month a press release focused on the BVI, on different story angles, dedicated to 2 different angles. It is very changeable, can change every month, and this is coordinated with head office. And then, of course, it's very important press trips, because is the thing that from our point of view works better, because the journalists have the opportunity to see the destination and to see the beauty of the BVI. And last but not least, we have also social media in Italy. We take care of Facebook and Instagram pages. So what do we need for these activities? For press office, we often receive proactive queries from journalists about maybe just provide an example, the best spas in the world, or the best restaurant with a view on a beach. And so we need your support to reply to these queries. Regarding press releases, is something that we create here, and we can develop together a story angle on the focus we need to push. And for press trips, we create and coordinate with the office the itinerary, and basically what we need is support in terms of hospitality, of accommodation, restaurant activities from our partner. We will see in the next slides what is the return on investment for the partner that support this project. Again, for social media, The idea is to play as an echo of your news, your events on our local social media. Just to show what has been generated by press trips hosted last year. We had Kilimanjaro, which is a travel show broadcasted by national Italian television. It was very good results because the audience was 1.6 million with 9% share, and it was 10 minutes fully dedicated to BVI. Another key example is 𝗳𝗡, which is a lifestyle magazine. I was saying before that we needed to capitalize the relationship with our journalists. For example, it was generated by a journalist that came to the BVI for another magazine, travel consumer magazine, 𝗕𝗏. She created a second editorial, so the impact was very good. It was very excellent. And the last one, which is really brand new because it was published last week, it is on family magazine, Mio magazine. It was 6 pages fully dedicated to the BVI, and the journalist created boxes for the partners that hosted us during the press trip. So I think that was very successful also for the partner that hosted us.
Now we will recap a brief planning of activities and the support that we are proposing concerning the planning of trade overview regarding, as I told you, trade webinar. We join the webinar with the possibility to join the webinar, to be involved during the webinar, present the product, showcase your product, videos, images, update, and everything. Trade farm trip, as I told you, support the farm trip with accommodation, excursion, activities, lunches, transfer, meals, everything related to the farm trip. The BVI Day workshop. Now we are thinking about the month of May with the head office, but the head office will update you soon. So is an interesting sales mission with industry partners that can join the workshop in person and also present product news, update, giveaways, everything, any opportunities, also both with trade and media, because in the same day we will have a media roundtable and the trade workshop.
Yes, correct. We can create also opportunities for interviews both with trade and consumer media, focused on both the tourist board and the partners.
Yeah, probably this will be organized in Milan because it's actually the most important point of contact for the trade, both industry trade and media. The Sales Blitz Tour is an opportunity that we want to implement this year, get in touch directly with travel agency, so retailers and tour operator. That can be done together, side by side, sales mission, door to door, to present directly on each single travel agency, and the press trip, honestly.
Yes, as I was saying before, the support is providing support with accommodation, activities on the destination.
Yes, here you can see a recap for what regarding the timing. We already started last week with an interesting Caribbean roadshow organized directly by us, by 𝗲𝗏𝗏, in cooperation with other clientele such as airlines, and it was interesting for the 4 cities roadshow. We met more than 70 travel agencies in 3 days. Then we have a 𝗲𝗴𝗴𝗏 roadshow next month, the webinar, the sales mission webinar, second webinar, and the trade farm trips. Also, along the year, we will be organizing the sales call door to door with travel agencies.
And the same for PR. We created for the Caribbean Roadshow a media buzz in order to inform trade media of the event. Same for the 𝗲𝗴𝗏 Roadshow. In May, as Gabriele was saying, we have planned the BVI Day. And regarding press trips, we have at present planned in our annual forecast 3 individual press trips, 1 tentative in May, another one in October, and the last one in November. Along the year, as ongoing activities, we have press office actions and social media management.
And that's all. That's basically our proposal for this 2025. Already started, as I told you, with the Caribbean Roadshow, and was the work with the medias, and basically what we want to create, improve the knowledge on the archipelagos, and get more and more in touch with the medias and with the trade. So create more interest on the destination via the classical channel.
Yes, as I was saying before, I visited the BVI last November. I saw something special. There are very special things. I think that we can feed Italian media with a lot of information coming from the BVI. Because I'm sure that journalists don't know as deep as they should the destination, and we can create even more and more about the BVI.
We're still available for question. And
yeah,
if you want, if you have some question, we are available.
Yes, anything to clarify, we are available to answer now.
If you need any information related to the typology of trade industry we will organize, we will contact, feel free.
Or if you need any specific insight about the media, we have a media overview which go in depth about both trade and consumer and broadcast in Italy. We can provide, happy to provide.
Hello, Ms. George. Did it not unmute? I think you can speak, I believe.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Put in the chat, you have to type in.
No.
Oh, she's a type in. Hi, Ms. George, you have to, everybody, you have to type in your question, please. Hi, Marco and Gabrielle. Atricia is asking if you can speak a little bit more about airlift from Italy to the BVI.
Yeah.
Okay, yes, actually the airlift is confirmed as the classical airlift. We registered an increase in frequency from American Airlines on the Miami BVI direct flight. One of the most important news is related to the new Rome Miami flights, also by American Airlines, because there is an direct flight operated by ITA. So now there are 2 Rome-Miami flights daily, now with American Airlines. But unfortunately, it's not on connection. So client have to stop and overnight in Miami on both way, one way and return. And that's the news. From other side, it's always confirmed San Martin by Air France and KLM. And yeah, and that's all.
For your information, we do also represent the Miami Tourist Board, for press office. So we also talked in the past to create a cross project between the 2 destinations for journalists to let them experience how easy it is to reach the BVI via Miami, even with a stopover.
Exactly. American Airlines direct flight from Rome. It's a good opportunity in terms of ticketing. So clients and the media, for this case, journalists, can have 1 ticket from Italy to BVI. Yes, they need to overnight in Miami. That's overnight. This overnight can be 1 or more nights, but they need to overnight at least 1.
Yeah, and as Gabriele said before, Italian love long-haul trip, long-haul destinations, and I would say that USA is one of the top of mind of long-haul destinations for our country.
Yeah, in my opinion, this will be not a problem for most of the client to stop in Miami. Absolutely not a problem.
I would say that it is an opportunity more than a problem.
Exactly, absolutely.
Thank you, Marco and Gabrielle. Ms. Bernadette asked, please can we see the screen with the partners that you market through the provider's logo?
Yeah, just a moment.
Devi tornare piccolo.
Ah, ok. No. Ok. Giù. Ok.
Questo?
Sì. Okay. This is just an example, not all the operator working on selling BVI.
Poi quelli di nicchia.
Sì, in realtà questi 3 sono già un po' di nicchia, poi diciamo che piccolini. Yes, in this slide you can see the top 5 major, such as 𝗵𝗵 Online, Ali Days, Gattinoni and NAR, and 3 niche yachting operator, Mondovela, Sealand, and Albatros. Then there are another 10, 15, 20 medium-size, small medium-size operator, wholesaler. So they sell everything, including BVI.
Okay, great. Thank you, gentlemen. Jodek asks, what are your plans to include Airbnb, as Airbnb is a common mode of accommodation and a growing trend in light of shortfall, etc.
For Italy?
Yes.
Yes, it's more and more growing, Airbnb, especially in the last 5 years. It's more niche request coming from young people from 25 to 50 years old. So this segment, this years age segment, and clientele that are on this kind of accommodation look at all the accommodation and then choose Airbnb because they prefer this kind of freedom, this kind of accommodation, this kind of facilities, not only for the for economic questions. This is important to underline, depending on the destination, because we know some clients that go Airbnb in big cities such as Miami, New York, LA, or Bangkok, but not, or Dubai, for example, but not in all destinations. There are some destinations where Airbnb request is higher than other. Absolutely, that's important to say. And I don't think that on BVI can create a big difference in terms of figures.
Well, for media, for example, if we will consider Airbnb, everything that is not hotels and resorts, we hosted 2 years ago a press trip for Dove magazine, which is very upscale travel magazine, which was focused only on villas accommodation. And I could consider another aspect of Airbnb, because Gabriele is right. He said that it's something that is booked by young people which are looking for cheaper or maybe low-cost accommodation, but is also luxury accommodation, meaning villas and private properties. So I think that for BVI would be the case more than cheaper or low cost.
Yeah, absolutely, especially considering also some couple of families that will visit the region. In this case, they prefer to have more freedom and more facilities offered by Airbnb than other accommodation. That can be interesting also to better understand. Actually, it's not probably Caribbean is not one of the most important destination in terms of this kind of request. We can say all the Caribbean area, but yes, we need to check and to cover this kind of accommodation.
Yes.
Thank you guys. If I could just interject, I'm sorry. Miss Bernadette asks, in the interest of time, Miss Bernadette asks, if an owner of a vacation rental villa wanted to market the villa in Italy, what publication would you recommend that he or she puts the advertisement in?
Okay.
Yes, as I was saying before, we have both travel consumer magazine, which are very upscale, like Dove, which is published by RCS Media Group. Then we have media outlet belonging to Condé Nast. I would anyway focus on travel consumer and lifestyle. If you need any suggestion, I will be more than happy to provide a list of the top 5, both for lifestyle and luxury and travel consumer magazine. If you want, you can write an email to us. I will reply very soon with a top ranking for this media. And then another option, sorry, is the online advertising for the same media, because as I was saying, we must keep in mind that the digital shift is proceeding very fast also for Italy.
Thank you so much, Marco. We have another question from Delma.
Sure.
Well, she has kind of 2 questions. She asked, she said, thank you for your presentation. What are some examples of collateral material do you generally use on roadshows roadshows and on Caribbean Day. And the two, she said, do you think the BVI Tourist Board website would benefit from an Italian translation?
Basically, we use brochure, English brochure up today. We had Italian brochure and segment brochure, such as diving or yachting brochure. And we decorate with roll-up banners and yeah, a couple of giveaways. What the Italian market prefer? Yes, I can say yes. Italian language printing, absolutely. It would be more consumer than trade, that's for sure. Because trade, it's okay also with the English language, but if we go to the consumer with B2C events, yeah, translation product translation printed would be
yes. And also for the website, despite the fact that we have social media created and are in Italy and of course are in Italian, I would say that the guest that will travel to the BVI is fluent in English. Anyway, Italian people are quite lazy. So if we can provide an Italian website and also Italian collaterals, would be, from my point of view, an added value for sure.
Absolutely.
Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you. Any more questions from anybody else out there? Okay, there are no further questions at this time. Thank you so much, Gabrielle and Marco, from taking
Anyway,
some
we remain at disposal by email if they
Yes,
want to
sure.
get in touch.
We will share the presentation through the tourist board, so you will find all our contact details for further information.
Oh, great, wonderful.
Thank you, Felice.
I think I see one more thing. Yes, I think this. Yeah, that is all. Wait.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, they said they will. Sorry, Miss Bernadette. They said they will share it through us. So, yes, no worries. We will get the presentation to you as soon as we have that. Thank you so much, everybody, and please have a wonderful rest of the afternoon or wonderful evening.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody,
Thank
for
you,
the
everyone.
time dedicated. Thank you for this opportunity.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.